Welcome to the Panic Button. I am Nina.
I'm Jessie.
And today we're reacting to men who think they're women. Transplaining. Yay. Ready?
So mansplaining with a twist?
Yeah.
Mansplaining but in a dress.
Gender is not real. I said there were so many cultures that did not adhere to a gender binary prior to being colonized. My own is one of them. We did not have a gender binary prior to being colonized, and before Christianity and Mormonism and Catholicism were brought to my people. So before that, prior to that, we didn't adhere to anything like that.
And gender is a racial construct.
Period.
So what it means to be an Indian woman, a Samoan woman, a white woman is different and culturally contingent.
Absolutely.
I grew up with strong, badass, hairy brown women. And that wasn't a violation of their femininity.
Absolutely.
His voice is really creeping me out.
I don't think they understand that, like, as much as you want to say, there was no such thing as this gender-specific man, woman. How did they reproduce?
They were, actually. You
Like,
can
they-
go
they-
to any tribe in history and they have some sort of male-female.
Yes, because they had to reproduce. So they had to be like, okay, that needs to do with that. That's literally just how it works.
Have you ever heard of
You can
hunters
have-
and gatherers?
You can have a different perspective on what men and women should do socially in a different environment, yes. But that doesn't mean that it's a racially constructed thing to be a man or a woman.
Racially constructed in their brain.
It's not racially constructed. It's literally, a black man and a white man are the same because physically they're the same. The only difference is pigmentation. That's it.
And a few other things as well, biologically.
Well, more or less, but I mean, you're going to have averages that vary among those things. But the only thing that you're going to find more likely is that black gentlemen would have a darker pigmentation. White guys will have a lighter one. That's really it, though. Because you'll have giant white guys and giant black men. Just like you'll have short little guys like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Hairy brown women. And that wasn't a violation of their femininity.
Absolutely.
But oftentimes I think when we're saying look like a woman or act like a woman, what we're saying is look or act like a white woman.
Period.
And we're
Eurocentric.
policing women of color into that.
Absolutely.
And that's why for me, like this idea of transness, we're building off of this legacy of actually saying there is no one way to be a woman.
Absolutely.
Actually, there's your way to be a woman. And I think people...
What the fuck does woman even mean now?
What happened to I'm woman, I'm fearless, I'm anything I please? What happened to that?
I'm anything I
I'm
please.
woman. I'm woman.
Woman!
What happened to that?
Oh, Bridget Fantasy. Women!
I'm just
I like her.
I continue to say this because I think it's important for people to understand. I was raised by Christians, but not like a stereotypical woman or stereotypical mother and stereotypical father.
Yeah.
My dad's at home all the time. My mom works multiple jobs. My mom was in the army. Those are things that wouldn't be like stereotypical women jobs. And I don't understand, we had a handle on this. We were like, yeah, women, do what you want. You want to fight, go fight. You want to do the masculine things, do them. Why are we having this argument now?
Well, because they haven't gotten enough social points by just being trans, so they have to interweave trans and race into it, because now they even have even more social credit because they're more repressed. Is that the word I'm looking for? Oppressed. They're more oppressed. He's trying to blur the lines between men and women, probably because he's not getting dates.
I don't understand still, because yes, there are women who grow facial hair. Every woman is choosing to pluck whatever whiskers she's got or to grow them out. I mean, that's really it.
Right, but he would say that that's their idea of woman. This is his idea of woman.
No, you see,
which is
that
cuckoo.
that is socially inspired.
That's socially insane.
No, saying that the fashion, how you pluck your hair, how you dress, what you think is attractive, is just it's the zeitgeist. Yeah, it's whatever the time's feeling towards fashion. Remember when thick ass eyebrows were all the rage?
I remember Jenko pants, and
Hair-
really thin, thin eyebrows.
Highlight extensions, highlights in general.
Remember those butterfly clips that used to boing, boing, boing in your
But
hair?
that's what that is. And
Flares.
yes, hypothetically, you could be emulating a white person's version of fashion.
No, they're
But
right.
but that's different than saying that it's gendered, because it's literally just what's popular.
They're saying that they're not expressing a white woman. They're expressing a woman of color, which is quite offensive. Because you're pretty much saying that not only are they unattractive, but they're incredibly hairy. That's not setting a good precedent.
I'm a mixed person. Are you telling me that I'm hairy? I did call myself a hairy beast in that one ago.
Hairy monster. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't look nothing like that.
People read that as erasure, but actually that's about entitlement. If you feel like you can universalize your particular point of view, that's a problem.
You hear that? Hold on. I'm going to go back.
Absolutely.
Actually, there's your way to be a woman. And I think people read that as erasure, but actually that's about entitlement. If you feel like you can universalize...
You hear how they turn it to where if a biological woman is offended by the way you look because you say that you are emulating women, then you're just entitled. When if they do it, it's okay, right? Then they're not entitled. Then they're just being empowered. But if a white woman does it, then they're just entitled. It's like, can't have it both ways there, sir.
No, it's just confusing.
Yeah. They're trying to interweave all these oppressions into one. It's like what happened to the pride flag. You know?
Yeah.
Interweaved so many things that the only thing that the pride flag doesn't include now is white people.
Straight people.
Straight people. Straight people. But if a trans woman who's a man is dating a biological man, then that trans woman isn't included within the pride flag because they're now straight. And straight people don't count. Especially if they're saying that they're also a biological woman. Then those trans women don't count because not only are they women, but they're straight now.
I have no idea. You see, this is the problem, is that they all just agree with each other. Yeah. But I haven't heard a solid point.
No, I've heard a lot of...
What the fuck?
Lunacy? This is another one.
So I just got home from work, and today, for the first time, I dressed fully feminine in public, in the broad light of day. It was to a luncheon at my work with the board of directors of the theater company I work for. I wore my lemon dress and my keffiyeh. And you know, it in the grand scheme of things might seem like a small victory, but you gotta let yourself celebrate your small victories. Because there's a lot of times when those big ones...
Put your fucking sleeve back on your shoulder. What the fuck are you doing?
That's hairy man everything.
The dress doesn't fit. That's why you have these shoulder things happening.
What is he supposed to be exactly?
But you gotta let yourself celebrate your small victories. Because there's a lot of times when those big ones feel really few and far between. And right now, for me, every little victory I get is one more step that I have taken towards being fully myself, towards not hiding who I am any longer. And that feels like something to celebrate to me.
God, you're so brave. Ugh. Me. It's all about me. Celebrate me. Shut the fuck up.
I'd leave the meeting.
You are a nightmare, sir.
Imagine that's your lead woman.
This is a mockery to transsexuals everywhere. Congratulations, white men. You found a way. You found a way.
Well, yeah, because a true transgender female, like a man transitioning to a woman, would not let that chest see the light of day.
Or that beard.
Yeah.
Or that balding hairline.
You would be waxing, you'd be shaving, you would be
tucking.
Trying. You'd be putting your goddamn sleeve back on your shoulder.
Ugh. This is just not a good look, and it's very offensive to transsexual people. I'm offended for them at this point. Because if this is what transsexuals are now, oh boy. You think you were bullied before. Going outside and looking like this and saying that you're a trans person, you look like the star of a bad 90s comedy. It's not working for you, and it's offensive. I mean, these are what is actually erasing transsexuals. The actual transsexuals who pass, these people are the new spokespeople for them. What the hell does that say?
You see, and this is why people are defensive about the bathrooms. Because if I saw this walking into my bathroom, I would be concerned. If I saw someone like Blair White walk in my bathroom, I would not be concerned. There's a big difference.
Well, see,
half of it's hair.
There used to be gatekeeping for transsexuals. I remember the days fondly when they actually did get mental health help and had to go through a process. Now, I mean, if the dude wants to wear a dress and look like that, then that's fine. But at a meeting, you're showing all of your hair, your hairy chest and shit? Come on, man. That's not appropriate anywhere. If you're not going to shave, it's not appropriate. It's like going into a gas station without your shirt on. That's what it reminds me of. It's too much. It's too much. I have to see that when I go outside. I don't want to go outside.
I don't like this. Me. I look like the Muppet.
Okay, ready? Here's another one. This was reposted by Buck. First of all, we should probably read this caption here. No, we stay away from men. Okay, so what does this say?
Man very proud to lecture a woman. More news at 11.
Telling lesbians to get out of their own spaces. This is a trans woman, male, showing us how the men are now taking over women's spaces and there's nothing they can do about it. Okay.
You have no right to be using the word we there because you need to be spending some time in community with queer or lesbian women before you do so. And it's very obvious to me that you haven't been spending any time in these communities.
They won't let us have a community. You keep kicking us out. What the f*** is this about? Spend time with lesbians. We're trying to fucking tell lesbians. That person's trying to tell you we don't like it. And you're like, yeah, it's actually just you. No, it's not. You're crazy. You're actually crazy. You're calling us TERFs and then saying lesbians like us. No, we don't. We don't like you.
We don't like you.
Oh!
And we're not going to date you. You're just the straight guy.
I think you need to spend more time around lesbians to understand that they fucking hate us.
They're just the straight guys that used to hate us because we didn't want to date them. Now, what they're doing now...
I'm sucking some dick and then you'll understand how much lesbians love it.
Well, what they're doing now is they're like, oh, this bitch doesn't want to date me. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I'm trans. And then, not only do I get to bitch at them, but people will celebrate that I'm doing it. These are children. These men they're very predatory because they don't... If you want to be a woman, you got to understand a woman and you have to respect them. But you're not. You're being an asshole. And if every time I see someone like you and I think asshole, I'm blaming people like you.
That was fucking stressful. 13 seconds.
13 seconds.
You think that you know lesbians? No, you know girls who are bisexual and have had more dick than I've even ever fucking imagined in my life. Stop it. Don't talk for us like you're one of us. When you have a ball and chains, you dangling between your legs. What the f***?
Beans and Frank.
Fishing tackle, just wabbling around.
We're going to have so much content for Pride Month. So much. I'm assuming what's going to happen is a lot more kink during Pride. We're going to have a lot of children around the kink stuff.
We could go film at Pride.
Oh, God. No, there's no way in hell. Not a chance in hell.
How many trans women are in this community? Considering I've been to about half of the bars listed on the Lesbian Bar Project's website, and...
What does quantity of you have to do with if you're actually lesbians or not? There's so many men that want to f*** you, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just so mad at this individual.
No, I know.
Not to anybody's surprise, at least not to anybody who's been actually spending time in community with queer women, they're full of trans women. So when it comes to...
Listen here, Stuart. I've had enough of your sass. Your little high school drama queen, stuck up...
Isn't this what they're complaining about Israel doing? Israel apparently took the Palestinians out of their place.
The Chinese are colonizing lesbian spaces.
Taking lesbian spaces and I don't even know a bar to go to. I haven't been to a bar. I wanted to go to a bar once in the past month. And I was like, shit, nothing.
Okay, so The people who are bitching about colonizing are colonizing lesbian spaces
That's
and
my
lesbians.
point. And you're gonna sit here, Andrew, and tell me that lesbians love you?
In your brain! In your brain, Stuart. Stuart!
I think he looks more like an Andrew.
Stuart. He looks like a Stuart, okay.
Let's hear what the end of this is, I guess.
Our spaces. How about you stay out of our spaces?
Hold on, this motherfucker just went into a lesbian space and hey, it's all dudes! Sausage fest! Hey, bitches! Women who like women, stay out! We colonized your space!
Let me come in, kill all your men, rape
You
all
wanna
your
know-
people.
Wait,
and then
wait.
you want to get mad at me?
You want to know why there are so many trans women in lesbian spaces?
They're men.
Because all the lesbians fucking took a hike.
Yeah.
They said, oh, sausage fest? Peace out. I'm going where the pussy is.
Yeah, alone at home on dating apps where they can at least see if it's me first or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lesbian spaces are very dangerous these days. Lesbians do not enter. Do not enter.
We're gonna put up-
unsafe.
Let us have our spaces, and you can go find yours with your own pseudo-feminist group, and you can join some sort of strange gender essentialist supremacy group and just whine about how much you hate trans people. It would be much better for all of us if you did that.
Okay, but don't call them lesbian bars. Call them tree clubs.
Just call them for what they are. They're predator posts.
Well, like you said, places for queer women. If you're a lesbian, get the fuck out of there.
Run for the hills, lesbians. They've invaded. They've invaded. The invaders who protest about invasions are invading lesbian spaces and then telling lesbians to go fuck themselves. I mean, what are you? What are you? Oh, God.
what the
Okay, now
fuck?
this one, I don't even know if I'm going to make it. But here we go. So, Chloe, a man who identifies as transgender, makes ASMR videos dressing up in women's and girls' clothing. One depicts a violent abduction and torture fantasy. Some videos are aimed at children. Chloe is allowed to use facilities to women and girls. Oh, my God. Okay, we're not going to make it very long, but... Oh, my God. Okay.
So I'm just going to start by giving you some gentle, soft kisses to make you feel like you are loved. The reason why that this hasn't got any blood on it is because I wiped it clean with all the evidence. And these knickers are so comfortable and so nice. The only one problem I have is that the front of this is...
Okay, ew. Now, why I showed you all of these is because of this next video.
I don't like it. This was a very scary one. Viewer discretion advised. Because I was not advised. I got baby eyes.
You did not consent, and I apologize for that.
I feel like I was just visually raped by all these people.
Auditorily. Auditorily, is that a word? Auditory.
Why couldn't you just
Audibly.
Why didn't you just punch me in the face 7 times instead?
I know, it would have been easier.
It would have taken a lot less time.
But there's a reason why I showed these videos, and that's because...
You hate me, and you want to torture me.
It's because our community, the LGBT blah blah community, has been invaded by NAMBLA. Now, in the 90s, NAMBLA started marching their way towards the Pride event, and the gays said, get the f*** out. We don't want you here because we're not you and you're not us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, NAMBLA has invaded, and these men are proof of that. These are not good people. And if we don't have gatekeepers, and if we don't get rid of self-ID, there will be more of them. And then the normies will see us and think that we're like NAMBLA because there's so many of them in our community. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. I'm just scared and I want to go home.
If we don't start policing our own, we're going to lose our rights because of dudes like this, who are not good people, who are predators, who are probably pedophiles.
Send help.
These are not transsexuals.
These men are terrifying.
They're
They're mentally scarring.
They're mentally scarring.
They
yes.
make me motion sick.
History repeats itself. This video is of gays and lesbians in the 90s speaking out against pedophiles trying to push their way into our community. We find ourselves in the same situation again today. They were not welcome then, and they sure as hell aren't welcome now.
If anybody looks at them and looks at us, then they'd have to say, well, it's all part of the rainbow, all part of the possibility of people living peacefully together, and that's what we're looking for.
But you understand that there isn't, that us or anybody else who's in this entire march today wants to have anything to do with those people back there.
We're not with those. We're not with those people. We're not with those.
We don't want to be connected with those people.
We don't want to be associated. I'm an incest survivor.
What do you think about this?
These people are unfortunately borderline criminal behavior, and it's not representative of all of our community. They shouldn't be with us. They should be doing their own thing.
Everyone needs freedom of speech and freedom to be. As long as they don't act on what they believe, and that is to have sex with children, then they have a right to be here.
Okay, so what would you do about this, man?
What would I do about it? I think the best thing to do about it is just to watch you guys very carefully and ignore the fact that you have issues, because children are not yours.
So children are their own, are they
Children
not?
are their own, and they don't belong to you, and you don't need to have a campaign to get them.
Did you hear that? Doesn't it sound so similar to what they're saying now?
These people are still alive.
And these women who are like the queer kid stuff chick and guys like this that we just watched previous to this video. This is happening now. They're using these NAMBLA men are using the same rhetoric that people inside our community are saying now. We need to police our own people.
These people, I mean, it was the 90s. It's not like it was forever ago.
You want to see how much
still alive. Like, these
Yeah,
people are
they
still
are.
alive and probably saying the same damn thing.
Yes, and if you want to see how much NAMBLA and these pedophiles have invaded our community, watch what happens at Pride this year. Like and subscribe. Hope you have a good day. Hope we didn't depress you enough, but you know, that's what we have to do.
She tortured me.
Let us know what you thought of this video and your opinions. Be kind in the comments. Don't be cruel. Join our membership for early access to our videos.